Stop whatever you're doing because the nightmare that's had fans holding their breath for days has taken a shocking turn. Chrisean Jr. has finally been found, but the question tearing through every timeline. Every blog and every group chat right now is simple and chilling. What condition is he in? When the news broke, millions of fans around the world gasped in unison. Some cried tears of relief, others trembled with dread. Because while headlines scream found, whispers behind the scenes are painting a far darker picture. Insiders claim Chrisean collapsed the moment she saw her baby. Overcome not just with emotion, but with the terrifying realization of what had been done to him. Was he safe? Was he hurt? Was he changed forever by what he'd endured? No one is giving clear answers, and that silence is driving fans insane with worry. Social media is already flooded with heartbreaking videos of fans sobbing on live streams, chanting prayers and demanding justice. And yet behind the relief, there is a storm of questions no one dares say out loud. Who really had Chrisean Jr.? How was he found? And why are investigators refusing to release the full details? Stick with me, because once you hear what insiders claim was discovered alongside baby Jr., you'll realize this story is far from over. It's only getting darker. For weeks, the world has been consumed by one question. Where is Chrisean Jr.? The headlines about his disappearance were shocking enough. But the emotional weight of it all hit even harder because of who his mother is, Chrisean Rock. One of the most controversial, emotional, and unpredictable figures in the entire hip-hop reality universe. Chrisean's story has never been one of calm. From the moment she burst into the public eye, chaos has followed her like a shadow. Her toxic headline-making relationship with Blueface was a constant cycle of fights, reconciliations, public meltdowns, and shocking betrayals. Through it all, fans watched her unravel and rebuild in real time, scars visible, tears flowing, and resilience undeniable. But when she gave birth to Chrisean Jr., everything seemed like it was finally about to change. This wasn't just another storyline. This was her attempt at redemption. She told fans in one viral interview that baby saved my life. He gave me a reason to fight, even when I wanted to give up, for the first time. The messy fights and broken relationships faded into the background. All that mattered was Junior. And yet, tragedy seemed determined to find her again. It started with whispers, rumors about Tessaki and Tareen, figures lurking at the edges of her world. Some called them old friends, others said they were opportunists who used Chrisean's fame to elevate themselves. But according to leaked reports, they were secretly plotting something much darker: the abduction of her only child. The moment Junior was declared missing, social media went into meltdown. Instagram lives turned into prayer circles. TikTok edits with sad music went viral, capturing Chrisean's pain as she begged for her son's safe return. Fans who once mocked her now wept for her. Posting hashtags like #BringBabyJoger and #JusticeForChris, the arrests of Tessaki and Tareen, gave the public a brief sigh of relief. But if anything, the details that leaked from police reports made things worse. Burner phones, overseas money trails, whispers of a third figure giving commands from the shadows suddenly. This wasn't just about two reckless friends. It was about a network, a web of betrayal so deep it threatened to swallow Chrisean whole. And that's what makes the latest twist so shocking. After endless sleepless nights, after the tears and the prayers, after the internet's relentless speculation, Chrisean Jr. has been found. But here's where things get terrifying. No one will say exactly what found means. Was he discovered unharmed? Was he in shock? Did he endure something unspeakable while in captivity? Authorities have been vague. And that silence is fueling more panic than reassurance. Fans are clinging to every scrap of information. Some say he was found in a safe house, guarded by people who aren't even in custody yet. Others claim a neighbor's tip led to a dramatic rescue, with SWAT teams rushing in. The most chilling rumor: that Junior was discovered alone, abandoned, as though whoever took him realized the pressure was closing in and fled before getting caught. And Then there's Chrisean herself. According to eyewitnesses, she collapsed when reunited with her baby, sobbing uncontrollably while whispering, my baby, I thought I lost you." That raw display of maternal anguish has already become the defining image of this scandal. A mother broken, then reborn but haunted by what her child may have gone through. The context only makes this twist more devastating. Chrisean has always been painted as the chaotic one, the reality star who couldn't keep her emotions in check. But now the world sees her in a different light, not just as a controversial figure, but as a mother who fought hell itself to get her son back. And yet, even in this moment of reunion, the darkest question remains: in what condition was Chrisean Jr. really found? Until that is revealed, fans are left balancing on the edge of relief and terror, unsure if this story is nearing its end, or just entering its darkest chapter yet. The word found was supposed to bring relief, but instead it sparked the most gut-wrenching debate yet. What condition was Chrisean Jr. discovered in? At first, headlines made it sound like a victory. Chrisean Jr. found safe, shouted some outlets. Fans cheered, posting crying emojis, sharing prayers of gratitude. But within hours, the story began to splinter. Anonymous insiders whispered that the baby wasn't in the glowing, healthy state people expected. Something was off. According to leaked chatter from paramedics on the scene, JR was discovered inside a vacant townhouse just outside Baltimore. No toys, no crib, no warmth. Just a cold room, a thin blanket, and a half-empty bottle. That image alone shattered the internet. A baby left alone like an afterthought, waiting for someone to find him. And the details got worse. Sources claim that when authorities found him, JR appeared lethargic. Not crying, not moving much. Just staring blankly as if the ordeal had drained every ounce of energy out of him. One responder reportedly told a colleague, "That baby looked like he hadn't smiled in days." Fans who had been praying for a joyful reunion began to spiral. TikTok filled with emotional reaction videos. One viral clip showed a young woman sobbing uncontrollably as she screamed, "They broke his spirit. He's just a baby. How could they do this?" The video hit 5 million views in 24 hours. Meanwhile, blogs started posting conflicting narratives. Some claimed Jr. was physically unharmed but emotionally scarred. Others hinted at medical treatment, suggesting dehydration or malnutrition. The speculation became a storm. Each new rumor darker than the last dot, and then came the first official twist. Investigators confirmed that when they raided the townhouse, they didn't just find Jr., they also found a bag filled with cash and forged documents, fake passports, plane tickets, even a new birth certificate with a different name printed across it. The plan wasn't just to kidnap Chrisean Jr., it was to erase him. That revelation sent fans into hysteria. Instagram feeds flooded with posts like they were going to steal his whole identity. This wasn't just a crime. This was an erasure. Theories exploded overnight. Who would want to go so far as to wipe Jr. off the map? Was it revenge against Chrisean? A sick power move? Or something far bigger? A strategy to control her career, her finances, her very life by holding her child hostage under a new identity. Chrisean herself added to the emotional chaos, and then, like gasoline on a fire, came the bombshell twist. Leaked texts allegedly from Tessaki's confiscated burner phone revealed a chilling message sent just hours before the rescue. It read, "Make sure the baby's quiet. Don't let him be seen until the pickup." Pickup. That single word ripped through social media like a knife. Pickup for what? Pickup by who? And where was the baby being taken? That's when fans realized the true horror. Jr. hadn't been kidnapped to be hidden. He was being prepared for delivery. Delivery to whom? Nobody knows. But the forged documents, the cash, the travel tickets, they all painted the same picture. Someone wanted Chrisean Jr., not just gone, but repurposed. Someone powerful, someone willing to risk everything. Wanted control over her child, and now, even though Jr. has been found, the haunting truth lingers. He was never meant to come back. The discovery of Chrisean Jr. wasn't the end of the nightmare. was the beginning of a storm so massive, even law enforcement seemed rattled. At first, fans clung to hope, believing that the baby's safe return meant closure. But when details about the forged documents, fake passports, and cash stash began surfacing, the internet quickly realized this wasn't just a kidnapping. This was a trafficking plot. And then the escalation began. Within 24 hours of the rescue, anonymous law enforcement leaks hit social media, claiming investigators believed Junior was being prepped to be taken out of the country. The supposed destination, not publicly confirmed, but theories went wild. Some said Dubai, others whispered about South America, and one viral post suggested Eastern Europe. Fans dissected flight patterns, analyzing airport departures around the time of the rescue. Convinced that the pickup mentioned in those burner phone texts was linked to an international flight, TikTok erupted with conspiracy theories, each one darker than the last. One viral video laid out a chilling claim. They weren't just taking him to hurt Chrisean. They were going to sell him. This is child trafficking, plain and simple. Millions of views later, the video had fans in tears, demanding federal intervention and international cooperation, and then the shocking reveal dropped like a thunderbolt. According to a whistleblower who allegedly works in the courthouse, Taseki and Tarrant's arrest records included a sealed addendum, one that referenced additional suspects under a federal investigation. In plain English, Taseki and Tarrant were just the bait. The masterminds are still out there, free and possibly powerful enough to manipulate the system. That revelation set the internet ablaze. Suddenly, fans weren't just mourning the trauma Junior endured, they were panicking that someone else could try again. And as if scripted for maximum shock, a leaked audio file surfaced on Reddit. In the clip, a voice that fans insist is Taseki's can be heard saying, "We were told he wouldn't even remember. They said it would be easy. They said it was for her own good. Her own good." Those three words flipped the narrative on its head. Was this twisted crime somehow framed as being for Chrisean's own good? Who could possibly spin kidnapping her baby as a favor? Theories exploded. Was this orchestrated by rivals trying to teach her a lesson? Was it linked to Blueface's chaotic world of enemies, debts, and street beefs? Or was it something far more insidious, a power move from someone inside the industry itself? Fans didn't hold back. Twitter turned into a war zone with threads like, "This was never about ransom. This was about control. They wanted to OWN Chrisean by owning her baby. This screams industry. Only someone with money and reach could pull off forged docs cash." And international plans. Even celebrities began to weigh in again. Summer Walker posted a cryptic IG story. "I told y'all this industry is demonic. Y'all don't even know half of it." Cardi B doubled down, tweeting, "A child is off limits. Anyone who crossed that line deserves to rot." And Blueface. He finally broke his silence, posting a vague message on Twitter. "Stop playing with my family before y'all wake something up you can't control." The tweet racked up hundreds of thousands of likes and even more questions. But the reveal wasn't over. Yet, in a press conference, investigators refused to give specifics but confirmed that Junior was undergoing extensive medical and psychological evaluation. That phrase alone was enough to send fans spiraling again. If it were just dehydration, wouldn't they say so? Why be so vague, unless the truth was even more disturbing? Leaked reports claimed Junior had bruising on his arms and showed signs of being kept in restraint for extended periods. The idea of a baby being restrained sent fans into full meltdown mode. One viral TikTok with sad piano music overlaid JR's baby photos with captions like, "He's innocent. He didn't deserve this. We failed him." It left millions crying, reposting, and demanding accountability. And then the second shocking twist came out. Investigators found a second set of forged documents hidden in another location tied to Tarrant. But these weren't for Junior. They were for another child, one whose identity hasn't been revealed. That discovery confirmed the unthinkable. This kidnapping attempt wasn't a one-off. This was part of a pattern. The moment that detail leaked, fans realized the scope was bigger than anyone thought. If another child was already being targeted, then Junior was just one piece of a larger puzzle. Was there a ring operating in the shadows? How many children had already been taken without the public ever knowing? TikTok went into overdrive, with creators posting hour-long live streams piecing together theories, connecting dots, and speculating about names. Reddit threads ballooned into thousands of comments, each one more terrifying than the last. Some claimed it tied to Hollywood elites. Others swore it was linked to old feuds between Blueface and his rivals. And through it all, Chrisean's pain became the internet's obsession. Paparazzi photos of her leaving the hospital with Junior, tears streaming down her face, went viral instantly. The captions wrote themselves. A mother's love, but a broken heart. Now, the cliffhanger hanging over everything is unavoidable. If Junior was found alive but in such a fragile state, if forged documents for another child exist, and if there are additional suspects still free, what happens next? Because one thing is certain, this wasn't just about finding Junior. This was about exposing a network. And until the masterminds are unmasked, everyone knows Chrisean and her baby are still in danger. The moment word spread that Chrisean Jr. had been found, but under disturbing circumstances, the internet detonated like a powder keg. Relief quickly turned into rage, grief, and disbelief. And soon, the story was no longer just about Chrisean. It became a cultural war zone. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit all spiraled into frenzy. Hashtags like #JusticeForChris EANGR, #ProtectOurChildren, #IndustryExposed climbed into global trending spots. One fan posted, "We prayed for him to be found, but not like this. The trauma is forever now." That single comment was reposted over 100,000 times, echoed by fans who felt robbed of the happy ending they were desperate for. TikTok lives turned into digital vigils. Fans cried on camera, lighting candles, whispering prayers for JR's recovery. Some played old clips of Chrisean rocking her baby on livestream, overlaying captions like, "He was just supposed to be safe in his mama's arms." These videos ripped through the algorithm, generating millions of views and sparking comment wars between believers and skeptics. Because yes, skeptics still exist. A loud minority insisted the kidnapping was exaggerated or even staged for attention. One viral post mocked the story with the caption, "Blueface ain't paying child support." So they made up a kidnapping plot instead. That post ignited fury, with fans blasting the insensitivity. "How dare you mock a baby's suffering?" The industry, meanwhile, was rattled to its core. BET, VH1, and Zeus executives reportedly held emergency meetings, terrified about being linked to such a scandal. One insider whispered to blogs, "If this gets tied to anyone in the business, careers will end overnight." The entertainment world thrives on scandal, but child endangerment is a line too far, one that could collapse entire empires if exposed. Celebrities couldn't resist weighing in. Cardi B doubled down, posting, "Moms shouldn't bury babies and babies shouldn't suffer. I don't care who you are. Cross that line. You're dead to me." Nicki Minaj fueled speculation by liking a fan comment that read, "This industry is built on secrets. Don't act surprised." Summer Walker called the whole thing a "sprizar," why I don't trust nobody with my kids. Even Snoop Dogg broke his silence in a blunt IG post. "This some sick S asterisk. Y'all better protect that baby at all costs." The post racked up millions of likes in hours, but not all reactions were sympathetic. Blueface's silence became its own headline. Fans flooded his comments. "Where you at? Why you quiet?" Some accused him of complicity, others claimed he was scared to speak. YouTubers jumped on the vacuum, uploading think pieces with titles like "Blueface hiding," "Something in Chrisean kidnap scandal," and "Why Blueface refuses to defend his baby." The theories grew wilder by the hour. News outlets escalated things further. CNN ran a segment titled celebrity scandal, or organized crime. While Fox News framed it as the dangers of fame in America's youth culture. Meanwhile, the Shade Room's comment section turned into a war zone, with celebrities, fans, and trolls all clashing in real time. And then came the petitions. One Change.org petition demanding lifetime protection for Junior reached over 300,000 signatures in 3 days. Another petition called for Taseki and Tareen to face federal charges with no chance of parole. Third, demanded investigations into industry elites suspected of orchestrating the plot. Fans weren't just watching anymore, they were mobilizing. The story also sparked a wider cultural debate. Twitter threads and TikTok essays compared JR's ordeal to other high-profile cases of children being used as wells, HAD being used as pawns in celebrity feuds. Some claimed this was part of a pattern of exploitation in the entertainment industry, where children of stars are never truly safe. Others saw it as a wake-up call about human trafficking, pushing hashtags like #ProtectBlackChildren into mainstream conversation. Even rival celebrities started throwing shade. Tamar Braxton wrote, "This is why I don't let everybody around my family." Waka Flocka Flame called it proof this industry is dirtier than anybody knows. And an anonymous producer, source told Page 6, "If these forged passports are real, somebody rich and connected signed off on it." That's the part nobody's saying out loud. The fandom's heartbreak transformed into anger. Protesters even showed up outside the courthouse, holding signs that read, "Free the baby from the industry," and Taseki and Tareen aren't alone. Their chants echoed on live streams. Who's the boss? Who's the boss? And that question, who's really behind this, now dominates every corner of the internet. Because no matter how much relief fans feel knowing Junior is back with his mother, they know the danger isn't over. The mastermind hasn't been exposed. And until they are, the fear remains. What if they try again? The internet was still reeling from the forged documents, the international trafficking theories, and the petitions demanding justice when the darkest twist yet surfaced. And it came not from blogs or trolls, but from the hospital itself. Late last night, an alleged nurse's note leaked online, spreading like wildfire across Reddit and Twitter. The note was chilling in its simplicity. Patient infant presents with signs of sustained neglect, possible sedation, toxicology pending, unusual bruising patterns on wrists, ankles, requires continued observation. Fans froze, sedation, bruising, toxicology, words no one wanted to see attached to a baby. The realization hit like a gut punch. Junior may not have just been neglected. He may have been drugged. Almost immediately, TikTok lit up with emotional reaction videos. Fans recorded themselves sobbing, whispering prayers, and demanding answers. One viral edit overlaid JR's photos with the caption, "He's just a baby. Why would they poison innocence?" It racked up millions of views in hours. But here's where the story veers into pure nightmare territory. According to insiders, toxicology tests allegedly found traces of a sedative commonly used in human trafficking operations. True, that means Taseki and Tareen weren't just keeping Junior quiet. They were preparing him to be transported like cargo. And that wasn't even the final blow. Chrisean herself fueled the chaos during a live stream. Her face streaked with tears. She whispered, They told me he might have memory damage. My baby don't even look at me the same. He don't smile the same." Her words shattered fans. Screenshots of her breaking down became the defining image of the scandal, splashed across headlines and fan edits. But the true cliffhanger arrived when one of JR's medical files supposedly leaked through a whistleblower. The file referenced something only identified as Condition X. No details. No explanation. Just a redacted note that left fans spiraling. What is Condition X? A side effect from sedation. A permanent injury. A coded way of describing trauma too dark to put in plain words. Social media erupted with panic. Threads piled up with theories. Condition X equals permanent neurological damage. Condition X equals he was groomed for trafficking. Condition X equals A. They implanted something in him. The theories grew more terrifying by the minute, and none had answers. And then the final nail. A voicemail leaked online, allegedly from Tessaki's jailhouse call. In the muffled recording, a man's voice whispers, "The baby wasn't the target. He was just the message." The real move hasn't even started yet. Fans lost it. Was JR's kidnapping just a warning shot? If so, who was the real target? Chrisean, Blueface, or the entire industry? Now the cliffhanger is unbearable. A baby has been found, but possibly broken. A mother is shattered. The masterminds are still out there. And whispers of Condition X hang like a sword over the entire story. The world isn't asking if there will be another twist. They're asking when, because one thing is certain. This wasn't the end of the nightmare. It was only the beginning. And that's where we are, a baby found. But not in the condition fans prayed for. Bruises, sedation, toxicology tests, and a haunting medical note about something called Condition X. What does that mean for Chrisean JR's future? No one knows for sure, and that uncertainty has left millions of fans in tears, shaking with both anger and heartbreak. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is bigger. This is about a child, an innocent baby caught in a web of betrayal, greed, and possibly even trafficking. And the scariest part? The mastermind is still out there. Tesseki and Tareen may be behind bars, but if the whispers are true, they weren't the leaders. They were the pawns. Which means the person who ordered this, the person who funded this, the person who signed off on forged documents and international tickets, they're still free. So now it's your turn. I want to hear from you. Do you believe Condition X is something permanent? A scar that Chrisean Jr. will carry for life? Or is it a code word for something darker? Something the hospital doesn't want the public to know? Do you think Blueface knows more than he's saying? Or is he as blindsided as the rest of us? And here's the big one. If the mastermind gets exposed, do you think the industry will protect them? Or will this be the scandal that finally brings powerful people to their knees? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Let's make this conversation impossible to ignore. Smash that like button if you believe Chrisean and her baby deserve justice. Subscribe and turn on notifications because trust me, the next twist in this story will be even more explosive. And you don't want to be the last one to know, because if they tried this once, what makes you think they won't try again? Try again.